So on to the next project now.
One that I was supposed to do last year.
Yeah. This one we wanted to get done before it got cold. Well, it got cold and then it warmed up, and here we are again. Looking at a bunch of PEX tubing for...
So some radiant heat for upstairs, under the kitchen area and in the bathroom.
Those tile floors get real cold on the feet in the
Right.
wintertime, and especially in the bathroom where it's the north part of the house. You don't get a lot of that solar warming up the room, so it always stays kind of cool. So how nice is it going to feel to step out of the shower and have the floor heated?
Yeah, actually the shower floor will be heated as well, so that'll be good.
Yeah. So you ordered the PEX a few weeks ago, and now what do we have to do to...
Now we need to drill a bunch of holes in the joists,
Okay.
and then we need to spend quite a while
Fully-
feeding it through. So
fully,
you gotta unroll, just constantly unroll it, and loop it through the joists, and then extend each loop one at a time. So it'll be a bit of a project. So we got a sawhorse that we can put this up on. Hopefully that'll work for us. And then we've got the heat distributors, little sheet metal pieces. They're 5 inches wide with a little groove in it. You put those up over the PEX tubing, put some staples. Then I need to go get insulation. So,
Few steps.
and then connect it all.
Oh, connecting it. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it shouldn't be hard. So.
Okay.
But then we got to put the thermostats in. I need some thermostat wire. I got to get that still. And then I have all the zone valves already, so we can put those on the manifold. So and then connect it up.
Okay. Gotta get busy.
And hopefully it works.
Hopefully it works. Well, hopefully it works before it gets cold.
Yeah.
We're into phases 2.
Phase 2.
Drill the holes, vacuum up the stuff. Now we're gonna unravel the PEX and loop it through. See what happens.
See what happens.
It's shiny.
Remember the spinny thing. Can you rotate the whole thing? PEX goes in there,
Okay.
so you put it up in there and you just staple it to the subfloor.
Oh, okay. So that's what's it called? Heat
It's a heat transfer plate.
transfer plate. Okay. So now we got to feed it all the way down.
Well, we can feed it to here, and then I can just put a joint there. That'd just be easy to cut a joint instead of farting around trying to unroll it and.
Yeah. You got a couple tails hanging down now. Now what does that mean?
I need hook some elbows up to both of those spots.
So you got 3 sections, is it?
Because we've got the tub and on the front of the house, it outcrops 2 feet. And so that's why these joists go this way.
So because of all these different sections, there's little tails hanging down. You have to connect them all.
There's 2 to connect. And then that, I have to bring that over to here. This is the return. I just have to run this to there, put 2 more of these pieces on, and then we're done with this section, except for tying it into the manifold. So.
Now it goes back to the holes that you drilled to return to the manifold. I see. It was a lot of work. Being up in a ladder makes it worse.
Your head's like this too. Mm-hmm. Now it's just running pipe all the way to the manifold. So. Mm-hmm. But we can do this other section here. This hopefully will be easier.
Less crap in the way. Well,
not really.
Not really. There's the manifold. What are the zones?
There'll be 2 zones, so there'll be 3 zones total. These will all be on one. And then these 2 will be separate. So the 3 valves that I put on here will all be connected together. So they all turn at the same time. And then these will be separate. That's what this is for.
Zone valve control. Okay.
But this is what tells the zones to turn on. Mm-hmm. So.
Look at you on top of the washing machine.
Easiest way to go.
Giving up the ladder.
I make sure it doesn't wind up.
Wow, the last bit, it's like a ponytail.
Boom.
Boom. Whoa. Guess you had just enough to spare. So I think we did the hard part, or Brian did most of the hard part of like wrestling all the pecs. You saw the whole video was like wrestling pecs tube to shove it up under the joists there. So
It's so stiff that,
Yeah.
and you got to make sure you do it correctly with the loops and things like that, so that it lays nicely in between the joists. So, so hopefully next part is just kind of splicing together the pieces that we had to cut, so that the loops are all one circuit, and then putting the foam in will be a big job, but it should hopefully it'll go pretty easily. Some areas we've got to cut around pipes and things like that, but it's light and easy to put up. So what we do is just double check the measurements between the joists so it goes up nice and secure. Maybe put some silicone. So I've got to get 11 sheets of foam, razor knife, some pipe insulation, some couplings, coupling clamps, and a few more joist clamps. So,
all right. Well, stay tuned for part 2. Will we fashion and shimmy everything together? So.
that's right. It should it'll be nice to have some warm floors this winter.
Yeah.
So
All right. Off to Home Depot.
off to Home Depot. So I've got to go to Home Depot, get some materials for the radiant floor heat, and we picked up some new straps, Omega straps. So I'm going to put some plywood on top of my truck here, strap it down, so when I pick up the foam I have some nice solid surface to sandwich in between, or on either side of the foam. So we'll see how these Omega straps work and give you a review.
So what makes the Omega strap different than your regular ratchet?
So I think the biggest deal with the Omega strap is the little flexible wire piece here. So when you hook it on to your whatever your D-ring or whatever you're hooking onto, normally you're walking around a trailer or something, it falls off.
Yeah, there's a
And
lot
then
of
you're-
slack.
Yeah, so you're constantly walking back trying to hook it on, and so that's a pain in the rear. So what happens now is you've got this little flexible wire, so you can hook it on, and then you can wrap this around it. So now it's not going to go anywhere. It stays hooked to your load, to your trailer hitch or trailer D-ring or whatever you've got. So, and then you do that. So then you've got this knob. I think the knob is really just to, once you've got your load cinched down, you can take the excess strap, you can wrap it around, and then you've got this nifty bungee cord already attached, and then you can just cinch it on like that.
So no more flapping straps.
No flapping strap. And so
It's contained. That's good.
and then when you're storing it too, it's nice to keep, because I'm constantly using rubber bands and then wrapping them up, putting a rubber band around it. Of course, rubber bands tend to get old; they dry rot, and then they fall off anyway. So, and I've got tons of straps, so it's nice to have them. They're in a bucket. You grab one out; they're not all flying apart. So I like that idea. something that's going to last longer than a rubber band.
Yeah.
So.
And there's plenty of strap, you said, so they're very long.
Yeah, this I think is really nice. This little flexible wire.
It's like another hand.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Or another person holding on the other end.
Because most of the time you're doing this job yourself, you know, and then
yeah, I'm always taking a trailer somewhere to get something. And now this particular version I don't think is super high strength, but it certainly is going to hold my plywood down, the foam board that I'm picking up today. So we'll see how it works out. That's perfect, because for sure I've done this 100 times where you walk the other side and it falls off. So this is really, that's not going to go anywhere.
nice feature.
Yeah. So. This actually, having the knob is kind of nice to get this positioned properly. So a lot of times you're using the ratchet to get that in the right position, so when you pull this through, it's easy to thread.
Nice. I was wondering about the knob feature. It seemed like quite a unique design to add. Okay.
So, you know, I don't know how important this part is for the keep that contained. Normally what I would do is just take the strap to the other end, tie it so it's not flopping down the street.
Mm-hmm.
But I really do like this for when you're storing them. There's nothing worse than having a pile of straps and they're all loose.
Yeah.
So that's actually a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
So I have come home and my strap is 20 feet down the street.
Yeah.
So rubbing on the road makes the ends all frayed and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a pain.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to contain them.
So then the Mega straps always come. They also come with a nice carry bag, which is nice because all the ones I've ever bought, they don't have a carry bag. They're like hard plastic, nice display, but then they're all loose afterwards. So
Yeah.
this is a nice way to keep them. And then I always keep straps in my truck because you never know when you're picking up something. So that you randomly all of a sudden decide you need to get something. You're at Home Depot and you're like, I forgot my straps. So I keep a pair in the truck all the time. So this will be nice extra straps to have in there. So thanks to Mega Strap for sending these over to us and giving us a test drive. If you guys want to check them out, we'll put a link in the video description and you can try them out yourself.